And I think with the creating a system for your own business, from the induction manual to the interview questions and the skills testing, I think it's really, as you said, Deb, it's really important to put time in to create that, or, you know, access Pure Bookkeeping's, you know, that you've already done it, written it for everyone. It allows you to go through a process and ask the questions. And if the questions don't come back, you know, if you're starting to get a gut feel of this person is not going to be aligned with my, you know, values, or, you know, work in with my culture, or do the work that I want them to do, you're going to get that feeling and those decisions right from the get-go before you even put them on, which is so important, rather than putting anybody on because on paper they look great. And a lot of people do, because they always boast of how good they are. They can, you know, they're experts in these softwares. But once you start asking questions, and so you need to have that system in place to be able to go back to that and go, you know, this is my process. I can compare apples with apples. I know for myself, I was desperate to put a staff member on. It was between Christmas and New Year, a staff left. I didn't want to start the new year without a new staff member. I did not go through the process of testing them. She seemed good on paper. She gave me some red flags. She said that she didn't like messy clients. She, you know, so she didn't like to do rescue jobs, or she wanted everything perfect. And like in a real world, that never happens until, you know, you've got your teeth into it and fixed it all. I put her on, and I took 3 months to get rid of her. I had to, you know, make excuses, get back the Pure Bookkeeping manuals because she had access to them, and yeah, all doing good. I need to edit these things, and then just move her out gradually, because she was, you know, logged into a whole lot of work. So it was a difficult process. So it took me months just to get rid of her, and I could have avoided that by going through the systems that I had, the skills testing, asking the questions, listening to your gut feel. And acting on your gut feeling. Like there's a gut instinct there for a reason.
Yeah,
it's, you know, acting on that.
I'll give you a perfect example where I didn't listen to my gut and it came back to bite me. Was I had this great bookkeeper, scored really well on the skills test, was very excited about that, went through the induction process and the bit where it started off by talking about my mission and, you know, to empower business owners and vision and things like that. And she just quickly responded back with something like, oh yeah, my last employer was all big on all that vision and mission and everything. And I actually felt that my gut had this little tweak and I didn't listen to it. I thought, I don't know what she means by that, but surely she wouldn't mean what it sounds like.
She doesn't mean that.
So I brushed it over, and the same thing happened, Katrina. It took me, she was bad mouthing me. It's like the team, there was no gossip, there was no, you know, behind the scenes sort of talk about Debbie or anything like that. But one of my team actually came to me and said, you need to speak to so-and-so because she's actually bad mouthing you in the kitchen or behind your back. And she was completely, you know, poles apart from what my vision and what I was trying to do to unite the team and create. She had her own agenda. I didn't listen to my gut, and I paid dearly for it, and it took months to get her out. And so, yeah, absolutely listen to your gut. And that only happens if you take the time to speak to your candidates, to talk to your staff member. And so that even happened at the orientation process. The very first, she hadn't even started working for me. And I could have avoided months of pain if I just had have said, what do you mean by that? You know, you've said that in a very offhanded, disrespectful kind of way. What do you actually mean by that? And I'm sure she would have unraveled, and it would have saved me months of grief.